everyone. Today I am doing a review for The End of Her by Shari Lapena. Now let me tell you, this book really keeps you on the edge of your seat. In one of my previous videos when I received this book, I said I see good things coming, and this book is absolutely brilliant. I never expected it to be this good, really. This is the first thriller that I have read, and because of this book it will not be my last. Shari Lapena is a fabulous author, really. She does such an amazing job to keep the reader wondering, to keep you guessing, and you're not able to guess what happens next, and you will not expect what happens next. The ending of this book, on page, I don't know, even around, from around 300, you will be shocked. I have annotated my book. You cannot see it now. There it is. And that, all these annotations were made either of new characters, or something that interesting happened, or something shocking that happened, or where I just felt that I needed to remember that information. Now, I rated this book 5 out of 5. And I just want to thank Penguin Random House SA for a copy of this fabulous, amazing, brilliant book. And if you do not have this book yet, go get it. It is amazing. You will not regret it, really. You will thank me afterwards. Just by the way, keep something sweet handy, because the ending is shocking and you will not expect it, really. The title, actually, The End of Her, it makes you wonder, and when you are a few pages in, then you start thinking, the end of her. Then you have somebody in mind. As you read further, then you have somebody else in mind. And then as you progress, you realize you have no idea who you are having in mind, because it's unpredictable. So this book is about Patrick and Stephanie Kilgore, who has two 4-month-old twins, 2 daughters, Emma and Jackie. And they are living a normal life. Patrick works at an architectural business with his friend Neil. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Niall, Neil. And life goes on for them as normal. They have 2 colicky twins, so Stephanie and Patrick don't really get a lot of sleep. They are sleep deprived, frustrated, tired, exhausted. And Patrick's attention at work is slipping. And one day, all of a sudden, a woman arrives at, I can't remember the name of the company now, but she arrives there for an interview. And immediately Patrick recognizes her, but he tries to avoid her, and he doesn't want to show that he recognizes her, because then Neil will ask questions. So she's there for a supposed interview, but she's not actually there for an interview. It turns out that she's there to blackmail him. Like a ghost from his past, Erica Voss returns to haunt Patrick Kilgore. She claims that his first wife's death was a murder, while he claims it was an accident. The police, the ambulance, even the coroner said that it was an accident. She died in 2009 in Cremo, Colorado, his first wife, Lindsay, and she was 8 months pregnant. And I mean, who would think that a husband would murder his wife and their unborn child, really? So this book, all 337 pages of it, takes you on a journey where this Erica Voss is meddling in and blackmailing Stephanie and Patrick for money, and threatening them that she will go to the coroner, that she will go to the police in Cremore and ask them to reopen the investigation, because there never was an investigation in 2009. Now, this happens 8 years later. 8 years later, Patrick is married to Stephanie for almost about 2 to 3 years. So, I mean, that's something that people already would have forgotten, that there was a tragic death with a pregnant woman in winter. It was in the middle of winter because it was snowing. There was a heavy snowstorm when Patrick's first wife died. And so throughout this book we meet two other couples. It is, I wrote their names down, let me just see. Nancy and Neil Foot. That is now Neil, the same Neil that works with Patrick at the company. And then we also meet Cheryl and Gary Manning. Now Cheryl and Gary Manning adopted a son, Devon, and they have a very personal connection with Erica Voss, and the same goes with Nancy and Neil. They also have a very personal connection with Erica, and somehow it all ties together. The story forms like this big question mark. And Erica Voss blackmailed every single person. She blackmailed Nancy and Neil. She blackmailed Cheryl and Gary. So that was a thing, to blackmail people. But she actually just wanted money in the end. She did blackmail Cheryl and Gary, but I almost gave it away. I really don't want to give away what happens. I'm just going to leave that. We're just going to leave that there and move on. This book was the first thriller that I read, and it was amazing. Boy, it left me on the edge of my seat, really. Shari Lapena, like I said earlier, is a fantastic author. You must read her books. You must. I'm definitely going to get her next book or previous books, because this is her 5th novel, and she has written The Couple Next Door, Someone We Know, A Stranger in the House, and there's one that I'm missing now, but I have the book titles in my review on my blog, as well as on Goodreads and Facebook and Instagram, so you can just go and check there. I'm not mentioning the books, I'm not sure about the correct order, but I'm just mentioning them randomly as I remember them. I like Shari Lapena's writing style. The story flows, and it's her writing style is easy to read. It's easy to follow, and you don't have to sit and wonder and be kept up with too many things at once. It's straightforward and it flows. I must also say there was never a dull moment in this book, even though something didn't happen every single time. It built up to this climax, and then it was like a bomb. It was like a time bomb. The book is like a time bomb, and it's slowly building up until that moment that it's going to explode. So every minute that is passing, that is slowly building to the explosion time, it's exhilarating. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's captivating, and it's gripping. Really, you will find yourself reading faster and faster to find out what happens next, because that happened to me. I couldn't read fast enough, and I had to stop myself from looking at the next page to see what happens next. So I really like the characters, but I didn't have one favorite character in particular. All of the characters were amazing, and they contributed in their own dramatic way to the story. So they are like a little family. And some of the scenes left me stunned, some of the scenes left me shocked, others even frightful, because I just thought, how can this happen? And the whole time that I was reading this book, my mind was filled with why, what, who, how? Like, really, you are full of questions, and your questions are answered with doubt, because there's no way. If you can figure out the ending of this book, then you are either the author of this book, or you have read it before and just lied and said that you haven't read it before, because it's impossible to guess the ending. I liked everything in this book. There's nothing that I did not like, so that's a good thing, because then you know it's a good book. The ending is a huge cliffhanger, I must tell you that. So I really do hope there's a sequel, because if there's not a sequel, I'm gonna be tortured for the rest of my life, wondering and just not sure about what happened and who did what and why. So I really hope there's a sequel, because otherwise I'm left wondering for the rest of my life, and that's torture. But cliffhangers are also a good thing. But if there's not a sequel, then it's a bad thing. So I really, really hope there's a sequel. But if you haven't read thrillers yet, you must pick up The End of Her by Shari Lapena. You must. Because this book will change your perspective of thrillers forever. Because it did mine. I never read it before. I never had the interest. But after this book, I'm loving it. I'm really adding thrillers to my genres that I read. And Shari Lapena became an ought-to-buy author for me after this book. So that's amazing. That's the good thing, the beauty of trying new genres and finding and discovering new favorite authors. That's nice. I really enjoy that. Oh, I wrote the books down. I wrote the titles down by the other titles by Shari Lapena, and in order, there are The Couple Next Door, A Stranger in the House, An Unwanted Guest, and Someone We Know. Now recently I've seen reviews about The Couple Next Door. Since I've been reading this book, I've been doing some research about the other books, and I've seen very, very good reviews about The Couple Next Door. So that's a book that I really want to read next, and collect all of her other books as well. But if you enjoyed books like First Gaze by James Patterson or The Silent Wife by Karen Slaughter, then you will definitely enjoy this book. And like I said previously, my review is up on my blog, on Goodreads, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And if you have read this book, and if you have annotated it, or even if you did not annotate it, let me know in the comments below. Let's chat about this book and tell me what did you think about it. And do you read thrillers? And what are your favorite thrillers? Thank you again for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And let me just add, this is a book recommendation from me. Thank you once again, Penguin Random House South Africa. On Instagram, there are Penguin Books South Africa. For a moment I forgot the Instagram handle, but I will add it in the comments below so that you can hop on over and give them a like, give them a follow, and see all the amazing books that are available by Penguin Random House SA. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.